The Canon RF 60mm f2.9 STM ultra-wide greatness, or is it just a gimmick? So, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about the Canon RF 60mm f2.9 STM, the review from me. It's a small budget lens I rented actually from Rover, and I wanted to test it out, and here is what I think about it. The Canon RF 60mm is Canon's most affordable prime lens in the RF lineup. Priced at around $300, it's designed to be compact and lightweight, weighing in at just 165 grams. But what really makes this lens stand out is its ultra-wide 60mm focal length combined with a bright f2.8 aperture. I use it for vlogging and landscape photography, and can also be used for astrophotography or even some creative architectural shots. So for such a cheap lens, it takes quite a punch. So let's see what are the compromises Canon did with this lens, and if those compromises are actually a deal breaker or not. So let's start with the build quality. The RF 60mm is entirely made of a kind of plastic thing. The mounts are actually metal, but don't let it scare you. While it lacks window sealing, the build is surprisingly sturdy for what it is. It feels well balanced when mounted on most RF bodies, especially with my Canon R8. I really enjoyed it, and because of its weight I didn't have a problem with vlogging for many minutes and even hours without getting tired. The control ring can be customized like other RF lenses at that price point, and it's coming in quite handy with adjusting various settings like aperture, ISO, or the exposure compensation. It's a nice touch. I use it not that often, but maybe I will change that in the future. Now let's talk about this 60mm focal length. It has a 180-degree field of view, which is pretty wide and something you have to adapt to. The 60mm focal length is making it ideal for capturing sweeping landscapes or cityscapes. And because of its wide field of view, distortion is inevitable, and we will get into image quality soon, but here is why this lens shines: vlogging. If you're into vlogging like me, this lens is awesome. Even in tighter spaces like a new studio, or in darker places like my new studio at the moment of the renovation, it's handling that all quite awesome. You even get a little bit of a creamy background bokeh with the f2.8. Yes, it's not as creamy as a nifty 50 with the 1.8, but still looking fine. For the lens lacks in-body stabilization, pairing it with the digital image stabilization the Canon R8 has, it gives you smooth handheld footage, even better if you have IBIS like in a Canon R6 or higher. Now let's talk about the autofocus. The Canon RF 16mm STM, which stands for stepping motor, is quite fast autofocusing, quite and accurate, as you see in the footage here. For still photography, the autofocus locks on quickly. In a video mode, it's smooth and, as I said, quiet enough to not be picked up by a microphone. Which is making it great for running gun videographers. like me. As you saw, the autofocus is quite reliable, even in low light situations. Yes, it's not as good as the premium USM motors, but at this price point, you can complain. But let's be honest, photographers always find a point to complain. Let's get to the heart of the review, the image quality, which I care most about it. The RF 16mm produces sharp images, especially in the center. In the corners, it can get a little bit soft, particularly when shooting wide open at f2.8. Stopping down to around f5.6 to f8, it gives you much sharper corners. So if you're shooting landscapes or architecture, this is where you will want to be, but most of the time landscape photographers won't shoot wide open. There's also a noticeable barrel distortion when getting wide open, but this is easy correcting post and Canon's in-camera corrections handle it pretty well. So, after using this lens for some time now, I have a few pros and a few cons for you. So here are the pros. It's super lightweight and compact, perfect for vlogging. It's super cheap, it's super wide. The f2.8 are great for low light situations, and it has a fast and accurate autofocus. And here are the cons. It's very plasticky, it has no weather sealing, it has no image stabilization, the corner sharpness is not that great, and it has some heavy vignetting and distortion. So, who is this lens for? Probably for a vlogger like me and videographers that are actually on a budget and don't have that much money. I rented it from Grover because even 300 bucks are a lot of money for me. I definitely will consider buying it. Why will come in a conclusion, but this is actually what Canon, I think, made them for. So coming to the conclusion with the Canon RF 60mm, I think it's awesome. Yes, there are a few downsides, but at this price point there isn't really an alternative, which does not mean that it's bad. It's actually pretty good even without alternatives at that price point. As I said, the EF lenses are not that wide open. The only alternative from the RF lenses is pretty expensive and absolutely out of my range. But for people who want to get this wide field of view, and with this many light coming into the lens through the f2.8, it's awesome. For cinematography, for photography, I used it at an event, it was awesome and it did the job great, and I definitely would consider buying it. It's small, you can throw it in the bag, it doesn't take up much space, and yeah, it's just awesome. And as long as Canon doesn't want other brands to build RF lenses like this at a smaller price point, I think this is the best thing you can get for that money. So, quite an in-depth review. Let me know what you think about the Canon RF 60mm f2.8 STM. I love those camera names. They are so long, and this is even a short one, to be honest. And yes, you can like, comment and or subscribe if you want to. Until the next video, goodbye. So many things to do, so many things to do, so many things to do. So many things to do.